What's up, y'all? It's the Astro Traveler 369. Do not forget the power of the 3, the 6, or the 9. Make sure you guys bang that like button, share this video, and leave a comment. Again, we are going through a great phase right now. Like I keep saying, the veil is falling. Everything is being revealed to us right now. Yet, through this revealing and waking up, the masses and the consciousness of the masses will be waking up at this time for the black nobility, for the for these archons, and for the bloodline, the 13 bloodlines that control this realm. These bloodlines will be their matrix, and their society is going to crumble, is going to fall. So that's why I say the matrix is the middleman, which is going to fall, and you have the opportunity, who's like it's in the Bible, you know, those who come first shall be last, and those who's last shall be first. So when the middleman falls, those who've been so-called the black sheeps of in a sense, maybe the black sheep to your family, or you may be the black sheep to how you feel in society, like you just don't fit in, or like you question like this whole thing. That gap is going to give you the opportunity with the solar flares and the change in frequency. And I keep saying there's voids and dimensions that are phasing in. I told you guys in the video you could go look back on. It's talking about dimensions. It's called dimensions phasing in, meaning that space, that void, before these dimensions close in, before they close, that void close, and these dimensions close and intertwine, you have that opportunity to feel that, to jump into that void and catch up to this mirroring, which will be the information and the downloads and the cosmic shift due to the ancestors and the heavens. You have the opportunity to catch up, and the opportunity not to cause panic or not to cause fear, because we know these beings, they're very upset because they can't level up, because they're based in fear. Their whole construct is fear. So we have to understand that they're going to do anything to keep a lot of us left behind. They're doing anything. They're doing anything they can to capture souls. They're doing anything they can to capture souls at this time, because they know the sky is falling, in a sense. So we're going through that shift, and that shift is going to be a 7-year shift. It's going to be a 7-year shift. And in that time, which will be the matrix falling, or like I said in another video about Olympus, or how Olympus has fallen. There's another video, man. Jamie Foxx played the president. I can't think of this name of this movie where Jamie Foxx played the president, man. Olympus is falling is when the white dude was president. It was saved by that other white guy, that other actor everybody know. But it was a movie. It's almost just like Olympus is falling. It is with Jamie Foxx as president. Well, it's going to be that. We're coming into that space, right? Where, what I mean by the matrix is falling, I mean The you know, the dollar is falling. The value on the dollar is falling. Um, you know, the Dow Jones type of thing. You know what I'm trying to say? The system is falling. Their lawlessness is falling. Their lies is falling to the truth now, and to the information, and to this veiling. The frequency is going to be a harmonic frequency. I told you guys there's frequencies in music, and it's all white noise and it's deaf tone, and we're really not hearing music. Well, there's going to be a frequency when it comes in because of these solar flares and this activation, who is going to it's going to be very harmful if you haven't detoxed your body, if you haven't been getting a lot of sun, if you haven't been eating right, if you haven't been mentally stimulant, if you haven't been trying to better yourself, you know. It's a lot of us right now passing judgment on others, and they see the judge that's facing them, but they can't judge themselves. And right now it's not the time for that. We are going through a lot of steps right now with this matrix falling. I told you guys, Agartha, which will be the inner earth, these people are going to come. There's going to be beings that was in the earth. There's going to be inner earth beings that are going to come up from the ground, and they're going to be pretty much, let's say, like taking notes, you know. They're not going to say anything to you. Listen to me closely. Y'all boys eat. Look, ladies and gentlemen, nigga, I'm arching my eyebrows, y'all. I'm arching my eyebrows. You know, if you're a guy, you understand hygiene and maintenance. You understand hygiene and maintenance, bro. You gotta maintenance yourself. You feel me? And what I mean by it, this is not fear mongering. I want you guys to understand, I'm not bringing fear to you guys. I'm really trying to be very acknowledgeable on giving you guys the proper information. And this information might, you know, be a little uncomfortable for you because we've been taught and lied to for so long, you know. So I don't fault you. I don't fault you for what you feel if you are uncomfortable or a little bit scared. But you have to understand, you gotta get past, you gotta get out the fear and understand that these things are not necessarily for you. These things are not necessarily out for you, out to get you. A lot of these things are for the others. It's for the others, man. Not necessarily for you. So don't get yourself confused with these draconians and these negative vibrating beings or entities or people, you know. Don't get yourself confused with them, because a lot of these things And these calamities and these pole shifts and this frequency change and this radiation is not coming in for you. It's coming in for the negatives. But I have to tell you guys that, again, this is not to scare you, but there are going to be beings that's going to come out of the ground that are going to be 9 feet, 10 feet, 12 feet, 13 feet tall. They're going to easily average 13 feet. They're going to easily average 13 feet tall, man. They're not going to say anything to you. They're not going to harm you. They're not going to be aggressive. They're not going to say anything to you at all. They're not going to say anything to you at all. But these beings are going to be an average of 9 to 13 feet tall, man. 13 and a half feet tall, I'm sorry. And they're going to be black. They're going to be dressed in black, in a sense. Or their skin might be so dark, you might think it'll be like a skin-tight suit, in a sense. And they have a certain coat that's in all your like vampire type movies. You got to think about it. I tell you guys, they whitewashed everything. Everything has a truth, but it comes from the dark matter energy, which is the source, which will be the God species, which will be black, Latinos, that species of God, right? They take these things, whitewash it, and come out with negatives. They either make it a negative, or if they respect it enough, they take it as their own, you know. But vampire, in a sense, will be something that they took from us in a certain reference, not all the way absolute, but in a certain reference, as far as those who like to be necessarily dressed in black. And they exist in the shadows, not necessarily because they're scared of sunlight. Caucasians, you know what I'm saying? Reptilians, Pleiadians, Nordics, you know what I'm saying? Not necessarily because we're y'all. It's just we understand we phase from darkness to light. So we could indulge in whatever. That's why we say we're most chaotic, because we absorb so much moonlight. Yet that chaos is charged because of all of the vibrations and frequencies and charge that we get from the sun. It's duality for us. It's both sides. So these beings are going to be dressed in, their skin is going to look so dark, it's going to be like triple black. Yes, it's going to be synthetic. You can feel it if you touch them. I wouldn't approach to touch or anything like that. You know what I'm trying to say? But it is so dark, it has a sense of a material, in a sense, or it's an organism. It's a life form in itself. On top of that, they like to be clothed. Their suits, or let's say their coats, it look like a trench coat. Those are almost like Neo in the Matrix, but that cape, in a sense, is like Harry Potter's the cloak. I can't think of none of my words right now. The cloak, you know what I'm trying to say? That the blanket he threw over him to disappear. You know what I'm saying? To hide. That shit Harry Potter. Well, that is what their trench coat, in a sense, does. You know what I'm saying? They're already that dense in darkness that you most of the time you're not gonna see them, and they could be right in front of you. Especially, I mean, at night, obviously. You know what I'm saying? They could be right in front of you and you won't see them. And if you see them, you would think it's a shadow person. That's why I say this shit goes deep in dimension, and it goes deep in beings. A lot of your shadow figures are not, they have nothing to do with ghosts. They have absolutely nothing to do with ghosts. Most of your shadow beings are these Angarthian beings that come from below. But below, inside of the earth, I mean. Not below as a low vibration. You know what I'm trying to say? Because there isn't really no below as far as a hell and a above, because as far as a heaven. Both of these places could be a heaven in a sense. Both of them are heavens in a sense. You get what I'm trying to say? There really isn't no negatives as far as top and bottom. That only happens in the shifts and drop-offs. It's just a level up type of thing. But there isn't no place that's low and it's just burning all the time. There isn't no place that's high and they got golden gates and roads and shit. You feel me? Throughout this 7-year tribulation, these beings and these Garthian beings are going to come up because like the seas right now are, it's like a stew pot. It's boiling, it's cooking because it's so much heat. It's like, you got to understand, the water gets warm too. Ocean levels get warm too. Shit get hot. So a lot of these beings are cooking. A lot of these whales and dolphins, that remind you, they was put that they're from the Sirius star system. They're our family, but they've done wrong there. So we was like, look, you know what? You guys fucked up your star. You dwarfed your star from one of the brightest stars. You dwarfed your star, and you had to come with us. And we gave you guys, out of just being cool. We ain't had to, but after just being cool, we gave you guys the body as well, dolphin and the nomos. You know what I'm trying to say? So that's their lands will be the oceans. But they're our kins. They're very much our kin. But again, being that they're from source, too much of like us, too much sun isn't a good thing. You don't there's levels to how much you want to radiate. You know what I'm trying to say? There's levels to how much you want to radiate. You can't overdo things. You can't overdo things. Too much of anything can fuck you up. Too much of anything can kill you. You know what I'm saying? So they're getting hot too because it's almost like a boiler. They're not meant to be in that space of it's boiling water, nigga. You know what I'm trying to say? So that's why they're beaching themselves, man. They're beaching themselves, and a lot of them are like I told you in the Aquaman, how the dude could just jump in back in the water and be a dolphin, come out of the water and be a human, a being. A lot of them are doing that. A lot of them are literally just clearly walking on out of the water, and a lot of them who can't shift because there's levels and powers of in the being. A lot of them, those who can't shift, they're just beaching themselves, man. That's why you see a lot of whales and dolphins beaching themselves, coming up onto the shore or jumping on boats. They're like, nigga, help. It's like a nigga doing this. Help. You feel me? The 7-year tribulation is going to be literally hell on earth, or hell in this dimension, or hell in this realm. You can get in the way, bro. So you have to be very, very, very cognizant, coherent, aware. You got to observe, alert, and you have to have discernment, bro. You have to walk with the faith. You have to walk with your God. You have to be the God. You have to be the image of God at this very moment in time, bro. Because you can get in the way and become, an innocent bystander. You get what I'm trying to say? It wasn't necessarily meant for you, but we're going through such verdict right now. The verdict is out. And the verdict is taking everybody that it can, bro. And you could just be in the way, wrong place at the wrong time, bro. So be aware, be very discernment, have that eye, bro. Because right now, you have the ability to be the glow. You have the ability to be in that aura. You know what I'm saying? Your Makerba can really be in line in all levels of chakra, bro. You really can activate your Merkaba and become a shooting star at night. You can activate your Merkaba, and during the day, people can see almost rainbow fluorescence off of you. Let me say that again. You can activate your Merkaba, and the light that's coming through right here, you will see almost a rainbow hue coming off of you. You get what I'm trying to say? That's during the day. And at night, you can actually activate your Merkaba and become a fucking shooting star. Because what Coldplay said, because Coldplay, for what you guys don't know, Coldplay, the band Coldplay, they're actual Pleiadians. Yes, Chris Martin, yes, they're actually Pleiadians. They're Pleiadians. They're on the good side, though. Those are the high vibrating Pleiadians who know that there's a God species on this in this realm and on this earth that have been enslaved and have been under light cold lockdown. And their memory has been bleached. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's beings that are here that's like, no, bro. For us to vibrate and be okay, when these guys wake up, they're wiping everything out, bro. You're gonna wake up the rapture. The rapture, you're gonna wake it up, right? When the God species wake up, it's gonna be the rapture, right? That's pretty much what's going on now. For them, they're falling. But 2025, the blue and red star Kachina. You guys listen, man. Okay, sometimes I go places that I know I have to be very overstanding and understanding that everybody ain't conscious of this information. I gotta be very conscious of understanding, like, look, bro, you're just speaking. You're not doing any of this with reviews. This is what I need to start doing with y'all. Like you know, while I'm talking to you guys, I need to be, and then you know, and then showing you guys. You get what I'm trying to say? I will start doing that soon. I will start doing more. I'll get into a lot of informational reviews. Not necessarily reviews of like what TikTok and like your most creepy TikTok video. No, I'm talking about informational reviews. We're going to go to school. This is going to be like a university. You know what I'm trying to say? We're going to go into the cosmics with this shit. And I'm gonna do that eventually in time. But right now, the ancestors is not guiding me with that right now. That's not my purpose. My purpose isn't to have the perfect setup or the perfect background or the perfect nose. Like, I don't have to have the perfect hairline. I don't have to have a tape up. I be looking like, you know what I'm saying? My teeth white. You know what I'm saying? But I have to remember, like, there is some things that I know for a fact you're gonna take as a joke, but once I said it, I'm only gonna alert the shadow government. And I don't really want to be in trouble right now necessarily, because I still have so many things before I drop the bomb type of informations. This is big enough to be like, hey, they watch me. Because again, a lot of videos have already been deleted. And then some of my videos already have the informational tag saying, oh, this context is about the Anunnaki, which are beings from the la 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 la. So it shows people that before they even click on the video, when they get there, it's showing you like, this is just conspiracy. So I'm getting those tags. And some videos have been deleted all the way. And in some videos, I'll be talking and then my phone will just stop recording me. So a lot of videos where you see me still like having points and I have to go into like part twos and it's left with my mouth open like with the last point, my video was cut. My phone was cut off on me. Yeah. Yeah. So I know I can't just say everything, but I'm gonna just say this slightly. Because I already said it. The ancestors are telling me we're gonna do a video about it. So like I say, the blue and red star Kachina. Shit. Oh, shit. The blue and red star Kachina, man. You know. Oh. You have 7 years, almost at pretty much at 6, be real with you. You have 7 years to tap in. You know? You have 7 years to tap in, man. Like I said, detox. If you're a god, grow out your hair. Grow out your hair. If you're a goddess, go natural. As natural as possible. Go as natural as possible, man. I'm talking about no makeup, no weave, no extensions, no glues, no nothing. Try to rinse your hair as much as possible. Just rinse it. Try to stay away from all of the shampoos. Try to stay away from all these soaps. Try to find more cleaner and organic ways to brush your teeth without using this chloride as toothpaste. Watch what you eat. Watch how you eat. Try to eat less. Try to go on intermediate fasting where you just, wake up, eat once, and the rest of the day or the hours you just, you riding out, bro. Tap into the inner clock, the conscious clock. Stop thinking about sun up, sundown type of timing because that is fake. I'm going to do a video on how my watch froze on exactly 7 o'clock. My watch froze on exactly 7 o'clock. And I have yet to do a video about this. And that had to been that probably was a month ago. And this is the lifetime on this battery is like what they said for 4 years. And this watch ain't even 4 years old. It's not even a year old, to be real with you. Never been wet, none of that. If I'm not mistaken, it might be waterproof. It's an exclusive Michael Kors though. You're not gonna really see the blackface Michael Kors. And I went with the blackface Michael Kors because you already know the power of the black man. And I'm trying to vibrate in more colors that the natural colors of source. But for the most part, I wear a lot of black. And that's because the black harnesses, it attracts the sun, and it pretty much keeps that source within the clock. Where if you're pretty much running low on energy, you literally could get charged from your outfit, nigga. You niggas is weirdos, man. Wake the fuck up, bro. This shit is deep. I'm telling you. It's hard to break me down because you're not getting it nowhere else. I am a teacher, bro. You could literally follow me and take this information down and absorb it and intertwine it with maybe how your own beliefs. You know what I'm trying to say? Because again, you don't have to believe anything that I'm saying, but it's not brought to you by humor or fear mongering or conspiracy. Because again, I could simply just give y'all the information right here, and I'm going to start doing that. I have this HP, I have 2 HPs and a MacBook. For y'all who want to hate on the HPs, I got 2 HPs. And then we got the Apple MacBook, you know what I'm saying? I can have the big background behind me that says the Astral Travel. But again, it's not about the best makeup. It's about the message being as clear as it could be. It's about giving the message. It's about relaying these messages. That is my gift, and I am not going to violate my senders because you guys are just like calling this shit hoax, jokes, conspiracies, and whatnot. You know what I'm trying to say? You have 7 years to balance out. You have 7 years to get out into this air. You have 7 years to get out into this sun, man. You have 7 years to vibrate as high as you can. Just think about it. Summertime is over with. Summertime is in. We haven't got that hurricane. My skin is so sensitive. Look, I literally just cleaned up my eyebrows and my shirt got like little reddish. They're raining on us as much as they could rain on us because of those who hide in the earth because they're running from sun. The ground is even cooking, cuz. Those who are in Antarctica are as deep as what they call the Earth's core. They're that deep. Some of these beings are barely scratching the ground. You know what I'm trying to say? They're not as even deeper than, most of these beings are not deeper than 12 feet underground, 20 feet underground type shit. That's why they bury you 6 feet, because most cemeteries have access points. That's why when you see the casket at the cemetery before they lower your family member, and you see like they put those little like drapes, like cloths, where you don't necessarily see the hole. You don't see the dirt at the bottom. They cloth it out, they fill it out, they almost make the ground a fucking casket. You know what I'm trying to say? Because most of these, that's what I'm saying, this information is getting real. I told you, I'm a different being now, man. I'm a different being, bro. I'm charged up because the time is now. There is no turning back. You guys about to get the truth, even though it's going to sound extreme, it's going to hurt most people. But if you listen to me long enough and you feel something in you that's questioning what I'm saying, or you feel irritable, or you feel like you just no longer could watch, or you stop watching, or you cut the video, or you hear the conscious mind, but you don't want to hear your mind. I'm channeling you. I'm tapping through you. We are one, bro. We are all one consciousness. It's consciousness unity, bro. We're all connected, bro. We're all from the source. The God beings on this planet are all intertwined. We can literally FaceTime each other consciously at any time we want. Especially if we have good relationships with these people, with a person. We can literally FaceTime you consciously. There's certain access points in these cemeteries where your loved one isn't even in the casket. And call me a liar, because I can guarantee you on my ancestors that none of you guys have stayed at the cemetery long enough to see your family member go down. Most of you, if not all of you, have never stayed at the funeral long enough to see the casket go all the way down, touch the floor. They throw the dirt. I'm talking about to the fucking backhoe truck filled up to 6 feet deep grave. I'm talking about stay to the very end till they pat down the soil on that bitch. You can't tell me you stayed that long. I know you haven't. No, you haven't. I know you haven't. We know you haven't. No, I know you haven't. There are access points at 6 feet deep because most of these beings are merely 12 feet. They're not as deep inside the crust like these Antarctian beings that I just told you about, who are already coming up now. They're coming up because they have to connect. They're the watchers. They're the watchers. Those are the ones who assigned the Moors to watch over these Caucasians that that landed in the Caucasus Mountains and was in the caves and didn't know how to do shit, not even walk upright. So we had the Moors watch over them, which was like the story of the Garden of Eden. There was people outside of the garden, if you know what you're reading in the Bible. But those who don't know how to decode or decipher, they think that the garden was just a particular place would think. No, there was many people outside the garden. So these beings are the watchers. They're coming up and they're going to do nothing but watch. And these people are going to be an average of 9 to 13 and a half feet tall. And they're going to walk right up on you, walk right past you, as if they don't see you. They're going to look right at you and everything. They're not going to say nothing to you. They're going to be moving weird, almost robotically. They're going to be looking up. They're going to be looking down. They're going to be looking around. They're going to be looking at you. They're going to be doing different hand signs with their hands. You're going to think it's some sort of deity or malevolent being or some type of dark force or wizardry or witchery type. Those are the watchers. Those are part of the fallen ones. You know what I'm saying? Those are the ones who came down here with an assigned plan. But they started fucking on these humans, which would be your Caucasians, your Dravidians, your Arabics, your Mexicans. When I say black and Latino, Latino mean Dominican, Cuban, Brazilian, Portuguese, Venezuelan. You know what I'm trying to say? Honduran. Those will be your gods and goddesses as far as Latinos. Asians, Mexicans, Arabics, Dravidians. These are all, Chinese, all this shit. These are humans. They have a bit of the God genetic. They have a little bit of a drop of the God gene. They have a drop of the God gene, but they don't necessarily have it all. They don't have all the DNA strands. They don't have all the DEA strands. They don't have all the RNA strands. They just have a drop of it. You know what I'm trying to say? So they have intuition. They could feel energies, But a lot of them don't have the manifestation power. They don't have the prophecy power. They don't have the discernment power. They don't have the neuromelanin to take the sun. They don't have the conscience of empathy. They're not very empathetic people or beings. And this goes so on and so forth. The human is a crossbreed between animal and God gene. That's what makes a human being. You're a crossbreed of you're a crossbreed between God species, but just a small drop of the God species, and pretty much the rest of your code is all animal code, bruh. I had a person tell me we're the same. If I cut myself and you cut yourself, don't both our blood look the same? My blood and your blood ain't gonna be blue and your mine ain't gonna be red. Ain't it the same blood? You listen. Our genetic code are not the same. We are not the same. There's no one person the same, for one. And then as far as races, there's really different races. We're not the same, man. That's why I could be dark skinned everywhere else, but the color of my hand would never go dark. the bottom of my feet would never go dark. These two things would never go dark because these are the pads. Oh, and look, that just means I have high levels of melanin because I walk on these. I ground these. When you have moles, that's high volumes of neuromelanin. High levels of neuromelanin. Overload, ready to explode. You feel me? These two things are your pads. Like the iPhone, how to have certain charger pads where you can lay your iPhone on just a pad and it'll charge you. These are your pads to the source. These. No matter how dark I am in pigment, anywhere else, these will never be the same color. But yet, if you have a Caucasian or a Mexican or Arabic or Dravidian, the bottom of their feet match the fucking tip top of their fucking forehead, nigga. You get what I'm trying to say? That is for a reason. That's because you can't ground yourself. You're not of the source. You're not from the sun. You don't have these. You don't have these charger pads. You're not from that source. Why would you have these charger pads and you can't even take the sun? It's level to this, man. But again, these subjects are gonna or not. I'm not gonna rush these subjects. What am I in a hurry for? For me, only time I have is to give you the message. I don't have no more time than that. My only time is to give the message, and that is eternity. That is eternity. It's as long as it takes for me to give you this message. A lot of my videos are 15 minutes long. That's it, 20 minutes long. These points are bigger than 15 minutes, man. I gotta humbly give you guys at least 30 minutes now to an hour. That's it. I'm not in no hurry. Again, the only time I have is to give you guys this message. I don't have no more time than that. When I don't have no more messages, I am deceased. I have transitioned. I have moved on. When there's no more messages for me to give you guys, I am over with. I am on to new journeys. I am on to a different dimension. I have moved on to a new realm. I am vibrating at a higher frequency. You have 7 years. This is a 7-year tribulation. Take your time when you're listening to this video. Decipher this video. Break down the codes. Meditate on it. Go in silence. Do your own research. Do your own studies. Be patient with yourself. Empty of the ego, and the evils, obviously. But empty yourself. Rid yourself of the ego, man. And vibrate through this Kundalini energy. Tap into the source. Tap into the vibration of my voice. It's the Astral Traveler 369. Do not forget the power of the 3, the 6, and the 9. Bang that like button. Share this video. Leave a comment. It is the 7-year tribulation.